and the NFL Network, they don't even carry. They used to carry some of the old games, and hardly. I don't think they do that anymore.
Yeah, well, was it Steve Sable? He had the NFL films and had all of those, and I feel like they have those games. Well, I'll tell you one thing. If I were to find those games and post them on YouTube, I'm sure they would find it immediately and take it down.
Yeah, I'll send you some of the stuff that I have. When you have a chance, if you'll send me how I can listen to this interview.
Oh, absolutely.
And I'll email you. I'll email you some of the, like talking about old Adios and Pat Studstill, who was a receiver, David Ray, some of the guys that I still know.
Yeah, no, I'd definitely be up for that. I mean,
okay.
if you gave me enough, I could make you a highlight tape with some Beatles music or Elvis playing in the background.
Okay, I'd be glad to do
that. So, I mean, we're getting to the end here, and man, I really appreciate you joining me here, because this has been fantastic. Very, very special time, and I've enjoyed every second of it. But before I let you go, and basically we're going to end the podcast because you were the podcast. How important is it that you enter the Hall of Fame, and do you ultimately believe you will be a Hall of Famer?
Well, I sort of quit worrying about that, because as I mentioned earlier, when you got a guy like Kramer, who look how long it took him to get in, and I look at it this way: how lucky I am that I got to play. And then in my hometown of Wilmington, North Carolina, I was one of the first to go in the Walk of Fame and the Wilmington Sports Hall of Fame and North Carolina Sports Hall of Fame, the NC State Hall of Fame. So, my pocket's full, really. I do think that you mentioned him earlier. I appreciate the fact that a kid like Benny Sheehan, who went to my school, thinks enough of me to try to do this. And like I told him when he came to see me, I said, look, Benny, I appreciate what you're doing, but it might not happen, but thank you very much. And same to you, Jake, for letting me express myself. You are a tough interviewer. I'll say that for you.
Hey, well, I mean, you had me laughing the whole time. You were one of the best interviews I've ever had, by far.
Well, thank you, sir.
And I love it because, when you can hear someone on the other end of a phone call, and you can hear if they're disinterested or anything. You gave 100,000,000%. Like, I felt like I firmly knew what you meant.
I don't get too many calls anymore because I'm going on 78 years of age. So what little bit I got left, I got to give it to you.
Well, I appreciate that. And
thank you, sir.
Absolutely. Hey, we'll have to stay in touch.
I appreciate that.
I appreciate you. And if you're ever, I live in upstate New York, but if I'm ever out in L.A. and you ever happen to be out in L.A. and you'd like to catch a game, I would love that.
Well, if you're ever down to Little River, coming to Little River or Myrtle Beach, let me know.
Oh, well, that goes without saying. I could definitely do that.
Okay.
All right. So, hey, thank you so much, and you take care of yourself, and we'll be in touch, and I will send you this pretty awesome interview as soon as I publish it on Thursday.
I appreciate that, Jake. Thank you very much.
Absolutely. Take care, Roman.
All right, you too. Don't get hit by a car.
I actually have already gotten hit by a car.
Well, man, if it happens again, make sure you get your left arm down because you don't want to hurt your throwing shoulder.
Oh, man.
Okay.
Have
a good one, my friend.
You too. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to episode 92, the Throwback Thursday edition of the Downtown Rams podcast. For Jake Ellenbogen, he was Roman Gabriel. This is the Downtown Rams podcast, and I thank you guys so much for tuning in. And we will be back tomorrow with another episode 93 of the Downtown Rams podcast. So for next week, mystery guest. I don't know who's going to be on. You don't know who's going to be on, but we're going to be doing this Throwback Thursday, and it's going to be awesome. So tune in every week. It'll be a new Ram, and you won't know who it is until you listen. Thank you guys so much, and take care.
It's a blinding light underneath the dirt downtown. Listen to the sound of hip hop, 6th Street Bridge. Listen to the sound of the voices of the band. In Los Angeles, when will you save me, Los Angeles? When will you save me?